Force and Types of Force, Grade 6th SSC Board, Science Question Answers. Fill in the blanks. Force has to be applied to change the direction of a moving object. When an elephant drags a wooden log over the land, the forces that are applied on the log are muscular force, gravitational force, and frictional force. A ball was set rolling on a large table. If its motion is to be changed, a force will have to be applied on it. The force of friction always acts against the motion. Match the following. An ox pulling a cart is muscular force. Lifting a heavy iron object with a crane, magnetic force. Weighing with a spring balance, gravitational force. Applying brakes to a cycle, frictional force. Picking up pieces of paper with the plastic scale, electrostatic force. One or more forces are acting in the following examples. Name them. An object falling from a tall building, gravitational force. An aeroplane flying in sky, mechanical force, gravitational force, muscular force, and frictional force. Squeezing sugarcane juice with a squeezer, mechanical force, muscular force, frictional force. Winnowing food grain, muscular force, gravitational force. Explain in your own words, giving one example each. Muscular force, the force applied with the help of muscles is called muscular force. Example, elephant pulling a log. Gravitational force, the force applied by the earth to pull objects towards itself is called gravitational force. Example, fruit falling down to the ground from a tree. Mechanical force, the force applied by means of a machine is called mechanical force. Example, squeezing sugarcane juice with a squeezer. Electrostatic force, force exerted by electrically charged materials is called electrostatic force. Example, bits of paper getting attracted to a plastic comb which has been rubbed against a silk cloth. The force of friction, frictional force. Friction force is a force exerted by a surface on an object which when it tries to move across it. Friction force always acts in the opposite direction of the movement of the object moving over it. Example, applying brakes to a bicycle. Magnetic force, the force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. Example, shutting of refrigerator doors. Why are machines oiled from time to time? Machines are made up of different parts. During the course of work, these parts rub against each other, causing damage to each other. In order to keep the machine parts from rubbing against each other and causing friction, the machines are oiled from time to time. Why does an object thrown upward comes down after reaching a point? Gravitational force works on every object. So, when an object is thrown upwards, once its velocity starts reducing, it starts coming down because of gravitational force. Why is powder sprinkled on a carom board? When a carom piece is flicked lightly, it slides over the carom board but stops after covering certain distance. This is because of frictional force applied by the carom board on the carom piece. To ensure smooth movement of the carom pieces on the carom board, powder is sprinkled on the carom board while playing, as the sprinkled powder helps reduce the friction that takes place in between the carom pieces and the carom board. The ramp at a railway station has a rough surface. Why? The ramp at a railway station needs to have a rough surface so that there is proper friction between our feet and the station surface while walking, which will prevent us from slipping. In case of the railway station ramp being smooth, the chance of people slipping while walking increases, causing great danger to them. In what way are we different? Muscular force and mechanical force. Muscular force is the force applied with the help of muscles. Say for example, a bicycle or a handheld sewing machine or a hand pump. All are used with the help of muscle power. And mechanical force is the force applied with the help of machines. So a juicer or a lemon squeezer or a crane are all machines which are functional because of mechanical force. The force of friction and gravitational force. The force of friction is the force exerted by the surface on an object which is moving on it or across it. For example, if we are running and the only reason that we don't fall or slip is because there is a frictional force that is in application in between our feet and the ground below. The force applied by Earth to pull objects towards itself is the gravitational force. Example for gravitational force would be leaves or fruits falling down towards the ground from a tree. What are the things that can be done by applying force? By applying force, we can change the position of an object, change the direction of an object which is in motion, or make it stop. We can make an object move. We can change the shape of an object and also pull, push, or bend an object. What is meant by weight? The gravitational force acting on an object is called the weight of that object. Which machines run on muscular force? Machines that work on muscular force are bicycle, hand-operated sewing machines, hand pump, etc. Name the force. Muscular force is applied to push a scooter that has failed. Magnetic force can be used to pick up scattered pins. A magnet pulls an iron nail towards itself. Mechanical force was used when the farm was ploughed with the tractor. It is due to the force of gravity that raindrops fall to the ground. Thank you.